Good morning, everyone. Um, I've been making this video because I feel that at this point in time in my life, there's a lot of questions I've asked. There was things I wanted to know, and quite frankly, wasn't given the correct answer, or I didn't get the answers that I had hoped to receive when I asked the question. And it has always, for some reason or another, troubled me because as a child growing up, we go through all manner of situations based on circumstances, upbringing, conditioning, religious beliefs, financial status, and a host of other issues and situations that just keeps you on edge or keep you in a worrisome state of mind where you worry all the time about things. You don't know whether you have money to pay bills or money to feed your family or money to buy clothes or money to buy shoes for yourself or your kids. Do you have enough money to take care of your wife and your family? Things of this sort. So it has just been baffling, when I would ask some questions as to why, I was always directed to the scriptures. Read the Bible. The Bible says this, the Bible says that. The Bible tells you everything but what you really need to know to live your daily life. Now, mind you that the biblical indoctrinations that our grandparents and their parents and everyone has received is not our doctrination. It is not our document way of living. It doesn't have anything to do with our culture. It doesn't pan out, so to say. I'm not going to get into religion because that's not why I'm making this video. I'm not going to get into too much about history, only to the point where I feel my questioning stops, because many times having gone to schools and several universities to achieve my degrees, I, as an artist and I would say as a painter, creator of the fine arts, in painting, in sculpting, woodworking, and pottery and ceramics, things of this sort. I've often wondered where and why I possess these particular talents, and where did it come from? People tell me in short, well, the Lord blessed you with this talent. Or if I would paint something, oh, you're very talented. Well, my mother, unfortunately, I can't say that she was an artist. My father, I don't know if he was an artist or a painter, or any of the mechanical skills that he had, because he was never around. He didn't raise me. My uncle that raised me was more of a layman, and he worked as a longshoreman. My mother, my aunt, on the other hand, She was a seamstress. So she worked in manufacturing company where they made clothes or they made garments. My point is that I've made a journey. I don't know whether my military career had anything to do with me making this journey. I don't know if me going to the universities or schools that I've gone to had anything to do with me making this journey. But I am saying that because I have made this journey, my eyes of the mind have been open. You say, well, what are you talking about? I'm talking about my mind. When I look at everything that we deal with, day-to-day life, circumstances, situations, they're all manner of philosophies. They're all manner of theories. They're all manner of biblical prayers and psalms and things that everyone else has written except for the black man. Now you can read Sigmund Freud and all of the Greek philosophers. You can read all the European psychologists, modern day and some from the past. But every one of them, each and every one of them, no matter how great they may have claimed to be, have came here to Africa to learn. I don't care whether it's religion, politics, science, theosophy, anthropology, astronomy, you name it, they have all had to come to Africa to learn it. Going back to their country, writing books, making movies, doing films, digging up our dead ancestors, and then turning everything around to claim that they discovered something. They haven't discovered a thing. I'm sorry to say it. They have not discovered nothing. I've documented, since I've been here for 10 days, I've documented over 1,000 artifacts that prove and show they are not the originators of nothing. Everything that they have done, everything that they do or have learned, they have learned it here in Africa. Now, I really don't want to keep using that term, that name Africa, because that's not the name of this country, of this continent. The real name of this continent is called Kemet, or Akable land, or Muna Matasa. Whenever we use the word Africa and call ourselves Africans, we are submitting or giving praise to the Greek who came here under the rule with Alexander the Great as a general, and he named this place Africa because they couldn't pronounce the original name of this continent. So I have to disown the name African American. I can't, I'm Kemet. I'm from Kemet. Muna Matasa, Akable land. Now, having said that, I want you to understand that we have been so conditioned to believe that we were people of ignorance. We never done anything. We never accomplished nothing. We are lazy and everything else. But the truth is to be said, and I'm here to say it. All of that is a lie. All of that is false. And I have the documented evidence to prove that it's false. But before I get into any of that, I'm trying to get this said, because this is something that since I've been here, it's just been bubbling and bubbling inside of me. And so I have to get it out the best way I know how. Yeah, I know that there may be very few people who get to see this video. Very few. A lot of people may not even care to know what I've learned since I've been here. But in any regard, maybe my children or grandchildren or somebody might want to listen to the old man. I'm hoping that I can maybe give a lecture on this to some school children or some young adults or even some college students, if they really want to learn or they want to hear the truth about who they are. Because my question was, since we were slaves for 400 years in the Americas and everywhere else around the world, who in the hell were we before slavery and before the Atlantic slave trade? Who were we? What kind of people were we? And I found out some answers. Answers that I know a lot of people don't know. And if they knew, I'm quite sure their behavior, their attitude, and their personal knowledge of self would be changed. Because mine has changed, and I've only been here 10 days. I'm sure I would probably here longer, I would learn so much more, so much more. I'm hoping in the future that maybe I can come back again and go to another area and see something else and learn some more about who we are as a people. But I'm telling you now that we were a great and magnificent, respected and honorable people long before we were invaded by foreigners here in Kemet. And I have documented proof, I have documented evidence, I have facts, and a lot of information that was written in stone and to be handed down to us for over thousands of years. Matter of fact, the past 4,700 years it was written, but hidden from us. You see, it was written like a guidebook. Do this and this and this and this and this and everything else. Our ancestors laid this out for us. And because they could not decipher the hieroglyphics, they tried to destroy most of the information. Because they couldn't understand it. Well, the messages and the information wasn't meant for them. It was meant for us. And because they couldn't understand it, they said it was devil language or some spiritual language or something that they couldn't understand. And because they couldn't understand it, then they say aliens from outer space came and wrote all this stuff. Bullshit, excuse my French. Our ancient ancestors put this stuff and made these things in stone because the message was for us. That's what the message was. The message was for us and gave us all the information that we would need in order to survive on this planet. Now, even the first Pharaoh, or the first, I hate to even say that, first Pharaoh, I hate to say that too, because that's another Greek word. But the first king, I even hate to use that. And until I can get all the words and the language correct, I'm not going to say too much. But I do want you to understand, I want you to know that everything that is going on in this world today, here in 2021, 2022, and beyond, were it not for the African, excuse me for using that word, were it not for the black man here in Africa, not a damn thing on this planet would exist. Nothing. And that's a fact, Jack. And you can take that to the bank. That's a fact. Now you say, well, brother, why you saying? Because now I have been here. I have been inside the pyramid of Giza. I have been inside the pyramid, the step pyramid in Saqqara. I have been to the Valley of the Kings. I have been to the palaces in Luxor and stood among the monuments and statues and obelisks that they have made, giving praise, and have done so much to inform us as to who we are as a people. But they're not gonna ever let you see that in the museum. Back in the States, they're not gonna let you see it. They're not gonna make a documentary about it to educate your children or anything, because they don't want your children, nor do they want you to know the truth. And they know if they keep you busy and scared to move around, you will never come here to try to learn a thing. You will never come here. You see, they put up so much propaganda in the media and everything, you be scared to leave your house to go buy groceries. And they want you to be that way, because they know if you was to come to Cairo, Egypt, here in a cable land, Kemet, your eyes will be open. Your mind will be set free. Your spirit will be loosened. They know that. They know that. Okay? But there are even those of us who come here and we don't get the message because we've been so conditioned not to see that when facts and artifacts and everything is right before your very eyes, you act like you blind and don't see a thing because you've been conditioned. You've been brainwashed psychologically, mentally, and physically. And that's a shame. That's the sad part. I spoke to a brother, sent him a picture of me being here in Cairo, in Egypt, and he said that I was somewhere on a movie set. This was a movie set. Now that just goes to show how sleep people are. They still, many of our people still sleep. They haven't woke up and don't want to wake up. They live in this so-called American dream, and they fantasize and everything. That's the way they want to live. They don't want to know anything about the truth until it's too late. When their eyes wake up and they wake up on their deathbed, then they all of a sudden now they got to get to know it's too late. Sorry, goodbye, you're gone. So anyway, this is why I'm making this video. I'm making this video because I want my family to know. Yeah, I want my cousins and everybody to know, because my brothers are gone. All my brothers are dead. My mother and father is dead. But I want my children to know, if they don't know nothing else about me, I want them to know that, yes, I traveled the world. Yes, I've gone places on this planet because I was in search of the truth. I wanted to know. And now that I know, I'm almost afraid that I might not be able to tell nobody. Because I know they're not going to let me teach this subject in school. And come Black History Month in February, I know they ain't going to let me talk about Egypt or the Nubians or any of the heritage, excuse me, any of our heritage from this land. They want our children to know that they were slaves in the United States for 400 years, that they were not productive, they didn't invent nothing, they didn't do nothing. Well, let me tell you, the cars you drive today was invented by a black man. The stoplight when you drive your car and you stop at a red light was invented by a black man. The first plane to take flight was invented by some brothers in South America. They don't even tell you that, and they were black. They don't tell you that. They talk about Benjamin Franklin discovered it. Nope, he didn't discover anything. Electricity been here before mankind. So how you gonna be the father of that science? Our ancient ancestors knew about electricity. They knew so many things. Surgery. They were practicing surgery 4,500 years ago. And I'm not just talking about any kind of surgery. I'm talking about brain surgery, heart surgery. If you broke your foot, you had to amputate a toe, they had prosthetics for those things that they made. If you had certain diseases, they had certain cures, medicines that are used today. Boats, ships. They were sailing around the world and around this planet long before Christopher Columbus or Magellan's name was ever even thought of in their mammy's mouth. America Confucius, never, no. Everything they've done, they've taken it from us. We mapped the globe. We mapped this entire planet. I know you don't believe it. You think I'm just talking to be talking. But like I said, there's a lot of information here that you're not going to see in the United States because they don't want you to know who you are. And more so, they don't want your children to know who they are. That's why they're running around killing each other, because they don't know who they are. That's why you can't stand your neighbor, because you don't know who you are. You see, our ancestors were not those kind of people. Even here today, other cultures are practicing our ancient ancestors' philosophy of life on how to live. Every culture but ours is learned from our ancient ancestors but us. Yeah, I know. I can understand how some people might feel when you speak the truth. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to know it. They fine the way they are. That's all well and good if that's how you want to live, with your head in the sand like an ostrich. That's fine. That's fine. But when things happen in your life, don't ask why. Because you refuse to open up your mind to know. See, when people sing songs of these Christian songs, and nobody knows the trouble I see and all that other. Yeah, no, you got it all wrong. You got it all wrong. And I'm sorry to say that it's taken me 70 years to come to this awakening. But I'm not sad, I'm glad. I'm glad because I hope it Wouldn't take me another 10, 15 years to wake up and know the truth. So I will be making some more videos. I will be in heavy discussion about everything that I've learned. And I haven't had an opportunity to sit down and edit all the footage that I have, videos and photos. But I still have writings to do. I haven't even logged all the writing, so there's just so much I have to do. I'm hoping that I can get my book done in the next year. If I can get my book done in the next year, hopefully I'll have a lot of information and facts in my book about everything. As an artist, I paint. I wanted to know about other artists. I mean, sure, modern day we have a lot of artists, but I want to know the origins. I wanted to know the origins. See, I know we have Picasso, we have Monet, we have Cezanne, we have Renoir, we have Rembrandt. We have Jean-Claude Leon, who traveled here to Egypt and during his time and made famous paintings. So many people in the art world and the fine arts, painters, have come here to learn how to draw and how to paint. They have schools here teaching people how to do textiles, making carpets, painting, sculpture, ceramics. They got schools here. We don't have those schools in the States unless you go to college. You got to go to a university and pay to learn what you should already know. But because they've taken these things from us, we got to pay now to learn them. Here, they have children go to school, and a part of their education, they learn a trade. They learn how to make carpets, they learn how to do woodwork, they learn how to make ceramics, they learn how to do carvings in stone, just like our ancient ancestors. Those techniques are being taught to their children here, so they can make a living for themselves when they grow up and finish school in the university. They don't have to depend on the system. They can be independent. That's why you find so many of them owning jewelry stores, craft shops, leather materials, carpet shops. We call them rugs, but that's why they own all these things, because everything that they own is what we used to do, what our people used to do. You see? But when they take that information from you, when they take that knowledge from you and keep you in darkness for 400 years and then say, okay, here, you go out and make a life, you can't because you don't know what to do. You've been deprived of the knowledge. And our children have been deprived of the knowledge, their legacy, their heritage. They've been deprived. You see? So how can you pull yourself up by your bootstraps when you don't own the leather shop? Well, anyway, I could go on and talk for days on this topic and on this particular subject, which I know is very touching. And I've been talking already now for 30 minutes. Don't you know I could probably talk for another 2 or 3 hours on this situation that I've come to find myself in. And that's getting knowledge and learning the truth about who we are. And now that I know, I gotta document everything because I know there's gonna be some arguments. I know there's going to be some people who are not going to want me to say anything to these young black children about who they are. They don't want me to show the footage that I have of the inside of the tombs that show us royalty. Now, I'm not saying all of us was kings and queens and all of that kind of stuff. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that we are a people. We're not a violent people. We're not rapists. We're not murderers. We're not thieves. We're not beggars. You see? All these things that they put labels on us and say that we are, we're not. We're not. We are some of the most peacefulest people on this planet. We were the original caretakers of this planet. When I say caretakers, I'm saying caretakers. If you know what the word means, caretaker. Taking care of the natural resources. Taking care of the animals, the trees, the forests, and things of that, the water, everything. That's why you find some agriculture, farming, all of that come from here. We were the first hunter-gatherers on the planet. So we know about agriculture and farming. But do we own anything back in the United States? Do we own any farms? No. Do we own any hospitals? No. But our ancient ancestors, when they lived, they had clinics, they had hospitals, they had schools of learning and everything else. Do we have any of that? No. We have to go somewhere else and pay someone else to educate our children. So you wonder why we in the situation we in. You have to come here and learn why. Because everything that you should know, everything that we should be about, they've taken it from us. They've taken it all from us. If you notice in the schools, they don't teach any kind of crafts, like woodworking, sculpture. When I say sculpture, I'm not just talking about making some figure in the nude. I'm talking about sculpturing. They have these jars, they have vases, working with porcelain, working with different raw materials to make things that you use in day-to-day life. Certain pottery that you can use to make and store your food and the things in. See, we don't teach any of that. Metallurgy, goldsmithing, silversmithing. We don't teach any of that in our schools. At least we don't teach it to the children of our culture. When we were the originators of goldsmithing, silversmithing, and working with these materials. Today, these materials, you can't hardly buy a piece of gold. Silver, bronze, all those things that we normally cherish when we go out to shop and buy and put in our home. Our children could be making those things and making a business and a life for themselves. See? But no, we don't teach that in the school because we don't want our children to be independent. We want them to be dependent. See? These necklaces and beads and bracelets that we wear, all the materials come out of here, come from here, Kemet. They make them and fashion them and sell them to us and tell you, oh, they're African beads. And we buy it Yeah, I know I went. Yeah, all this come from out of, all my gold come from Egypt. Yeah. Yeah, it comes from Egypt. So I don't have to prove anything. The quality is in the pudding. But anyway, all I'm trying to say is that there's just so much wealth. There's so much educational information here that we should be teaching in our schools to our children so that they can grow up and have a more better life and not be so dependent on the system. That's all I'm saying. Everybody don't get a chance to retire. Everybody don't get the opportunity to retire from the military or their job, especially today. With this COVID, a lot of people have had to early retire for fear of getting ill or catching a disease because of this COVID. But if your child knew how to, let's say, do silversmithing or work with other raw materials and use fabricate certain designs, then he could make a living for himself or herself. Even making shoes. Matter of fact, we were the first ones to make any kind of shoes. We were the first ones to make shoes. Spoons. Spoon you eat with every day. We were the first ones to make a spoon. Made it out of wood. Some was made out of iron. Some was made out of other materials. But we were the first people to even invent and use a damn spoon. The Afro pick you use for your hair, guess what? 4,500, 700 years ago, Africans was using the same pick to comb their hair. You go to a store, they sell it to you for almost $5, $10. See? Something so you don't think about. You don't think about it. Now they might make them in plastic and sell them to you for $5 with the black fish on it. And they got all that from us. All that come from us. All that come from us. So, I've spoken here now almost 40 minutes. I'm going to cut it short because I'm going to be making more videos. I'm going to be talking about a whole lot of stuff once I get it together here. I'm in the room here. I've been up for the past 2 days working on material. I had this trip for 10 days. It's taken me 7 days to see everything. And in these last 3 days, I'm trying to put everything, and I know once I get back home, I'll be writing for the next 3 months, if not more, on the information that I've gathered here. And I ain't even begun to write anything yet. I'm still editing the footage. I'm editing the videos. I'm editing my photos to make sure that I got everything documented properly. So, bear with me. Give me a little time. It's going to take some time. I might not be able to get everything done like I want until I get back home, where I can get some other people with expertise working with computers and putting sound to some of the stuff that I have so that I can make a nice documentary and we all can sit down and watch it, and then you'll understand why I'm so dead serious about learning and about education. Because I know when I get back to the university, they're going to be, Mr. Williams, you might not be able to teach it, I understand, but I will teach as many that they want to listen. If I have to just go and do lectures, I'll come to your church, your community, your neighborhood, and give you a lecture on your history, about you and who you are. And if that ain't enough, then we'll have to do like others have done, arrange a trip to come here so you can see for yourself. You got money to go to the Bahamas and go everywhere else. You need to get some money and come here and see for yourself who you are. Then you'll know why when you go to Puerto Rico or you go to the Bahamas or you go to what's that other place at Dominican Republic or South America or Europe or Greece or Italy. If you do that, you'll know why those people don't care for you. You'll know why. You'll know why they don't care for us. See? I'm not going to tell you in this video because I want to save that for another video. So you enjoy your day and have a good time, and I will definitely be back in another week or so, hopefully. Once I get back home, I'll make some more videos and further the discussion. If you care to have some questions or you have some notes you want to send me, and so we can talk about Egypt and the things I've discovered and what I've come to know, hit me up with an email or whatever, and I'll try to answer as much of your questions as I can. Those of you who don't have my Facebook, you know where I'm at on Facebook. You know where I'm at on WhatsApp, Instagram. You know how to contact me. So if you got any questions about anything, just feel free. Shoot me an email or text, whatever, and I'll try to answer your questions. All right, so until then, have a wonderful day, and may you have a blessed day.